What's poppin'? It's Rose. And in this present moment in time, I will be speaking over God murder. Now, God murder. Yay, yay. I'm saying it right. I believe so, at least. Now, this ain't necessarily like a prophecy video. I don't be trying to make nothing like that. I be trying to give people uh, a few warnings on what's to come through my priviness of sight, you know, because I know I may see some different aspects of life in which other people aren't aware of. So, when you talk about this life, right, that we live and that we're experiencing on a day-to-day basis, you know, I was often opposed towards the position of, like it's a game and you got to know how to play it. Now, that's an honest truth. And I be hearing stuff like that, and I be like, man, this shit ain't no game. This ain't no damn. I'm quick to come like that. And it's often me just opposing my elders or, fathers and shit, knowledges. Because I be wanting to go out and make my own perspective of life and get my own sense of what existence is for me. Now it's like you can make life out to be whatever you want to be, honestly. And there's a lot of sayings that got a lot of truth within them. You just gotta know how to perceive it. Not necessarily getting lost in your own perspective. I'm not necessarily discarding what I've previously said about don't take life as a game. Like don't see life as like a video game necessarily. Like something you ain't really in or that you're not really a part of. But life is a game in a way. I may break down the word in a different sense. Now when you talk about God, and similarities to Gaia, how a lot of people, see that formulations of that word as a symbol and presentation of Earth. The formats of the lands in which you exist upon are the form of the world, and the currency of energy that you reside upon on a day-to-day basis. Well, that's Gaia. It could be different names and whatnot for the planet that you're dwelling on. If your species all got like a common sense of what y'all call it, you can have your own perception of what you call your earth, or you call the lands upon which you walk. But Gaia is more of a saying for like the world itself. Like just being in that presence of existence. It's always related to Gaia, almost as like a deity or a goddess, or like an entity, you know what I'm saying, a divinity, so to say, that's playing its part in a continuous role in how we exist within life. How we can continuously be within this cycle of existence. The planes upon which we walk. You can call that Gaia, and that's the sense that I'm coming off with it as, right? Because it's just the G and the A. As I broke down in one video, I try not to get too deep with shit. But the G and the A is in just that G. It's in similarities of like, that consistent growth and rotation of life and existence. Just like a spiral of energy that you're always, coming into as a spirit in a body. Then you got that A. That's almost like you is like a solid shape and form. You got like your spiral, all these consistencies of the elements of who you are. Then you got that A, which is like carrying out all of your being and existence, like the first representations of you, so to say. That A. It's that type of, formulations of energy itself, right? So, and when you talk about, you got the guy, right? I don't know what I'm talking about, guy. Gamer. That's what this guy makes. But when you talk about that guy, that's like through all life and existences, through all these different mortalities and whatnot. We all got a guy. We all got like a divinity in which we relate to, and just talking about that guy. Now, when you talk about the That's like the motation. I said the motation, the motion, energy, and resonance, in which we're all like, like playing a part of. Like how like you being in a mortal reality, you may call yourself a name, or you may call yourself, some type of shape and form of entitlement. It's not necessarily about that. It's about you living in existence with a spirit and a body. That's like a myrrh. For you to even be in all these currencies of existence and being able to dwell here. That's like the motion of who you are. Like when motherfuckers will talk about merman, you know, you call a merman because they in the waters. They're naturally accumulating themselves towards like frequency, vibration, and energy. They are in the existence of how we perceive water to be within this physicality. So you call them a mer, and similarities to like merging. It's like they're already, before necessarily merging with that consistencies of life and existence, they're just there. That's why it's the mer man. It's like they're mers. They get the motion and energy resonance of how they're existing within life and reality. Then they got that man aspect of them. Like the ideal and the natural aspects that they carry out in life and existence, as a man. So when you're talking about, God Mer, or gamer, you know, um, it's just like the recognition that, you know, you're in life and existence, and then resonating with the world itself. I feel that's like the present times in which we're in. You know, and it's like yay. With you, you know, with us coming in all of this knowledge in this current age of existence that we're in, we've been merging with a lot of different worlds and realities and like putting them in one. From just like this is like purely, I always speak as like the spirit more of. I'm not necessarily talking from like a mortal lens, so to say. I should turn that off. I ain't gonna do it. But I'm not necessarily speaking from a mortal lens. It's like one, like we've been consistently within these cycles of existence and going through all of these formations and formalities consistently throughout our incarnations, throughout all of these lives and existences in which we've all had. Now as we have consistently come out into being in these different shapes and forms and being in our current likeness, which you can express as a human, the apex predator, so to say, the animal that's naturally accumulating itself to be at the top of the food chain, even being a human. It's talking about being like a light entity, a light being. It's like a light animal. You a hue. But at the same time, you're still a man. You still a being within existence. Growing consistently is within life. Now, with us having a lot of that throughout these lives and ages that we've existed through, throughout all these eons and being upon all these different formulations of land and whatnot, you know, um, today, in current times, we're moving towards an existence to where everything is becoming one, and it's it's getting to the point where people are becoming in realization of a lot of things that was hidden in the darkness. You know, a lot of things that you may have just seemed to be myths. Something that you necessarily couldn't realize or actualize for yourself. Or you just may have seen it as like some la la land, imagination, fairy tale type of aspect of life. You see it coming about in today's current times, you know? Now, with all of that, and this is like the kind of the prophecy bit of it, but there's been a lot of spiritual folks speaking about this, you know, especially like recently, you know, we're coming into a time or age to where it's like you're gonna be forced to be aware of the all. You know, it's I don't necessarily just want to say force, but that's the type of like energies and currencies people have consistently been putting out there. You know, people have consistently been. I want to sit with my backline. People have consistently been coming out, you know, with their own imaginations of what God is. You know, just talking about the mystery of all things and how people bring that together and see it for themselves. You know, it's been a lot of praise, it's been a lot of worship, it's been a lot of work, it's been a lot of spirits and beings coming up with similar conceptions, putting all their impulse, their energy, you know, their spark of life within these clouds. That's you know, like allowing a lot of these greater aspects of life to now exist in a similar flow to which you are. You know, because it's like motherfuckers been, you know, perceiving and breaking down the mystery of life in so many different ways, shapes, and forms. A lot of our understandings, overstandings, and mere knowingness is to a degree to where your conscious and the parameters of who you are can now develop the sense of these type of entities existing within your likeness and being. You know, I ain't necessarily just talking about aliens. You know, I ain't necessarily talking about no La La Land conception of what you want to take other spirits and bodies to be. You know, I'm talking about while you have been existing within its consistencies of life, you know, you've always known that there's more. You know, a lot of people have been lost and just living in life in a way to where you're always wanting more of something. You know, being a mortal. You know, you've constantly been being a more tool. You know, with a more tile. You know, you've been building up the tiles of reality and bringing more of existence here. You know, just you know appreciating your greed and gluttony. You know, and getting lost into it, wanting, you know, to grasp all these different aspects of life and to capture all these different desires for yourself, you know, and for the likeness of whichever kingdom you possess, you know, to where, you know, you're in resonance of having more things in your realm, you know, but mortals have evolved to a sense to where it's like you get more and you get more aspects of reality than what you once did. You know, with simple shit, this is what I'm speaking about, gamer or gamer. To be able to visualize all these different imaginations, just talking about games, right? At first, it was mere like word of mouth. You know, I could talk and tell you about it, but I may not. You know, I could break down the story. I could be a cold storyteller to where you may get the sense of it just from me merely speaking or talking to you, and you may believe in my words or trust and have faith in me, right? But there's been a lot of details in how we can bring about these visions and imaginations into reality for others to partake in and like see it for themselves. You know, so with just like the invention of video games, you got shit like movies, you know, and like the video games and movies done expanded so much to where it's like this shit damn near looking like real life, and it's just, it's just gonna get more advanced and whatnot. As as far as we can go with this technology shit, you know, it's just gonna get, you know what I'm saying, more detailed and refined in what people are capable of bringing out and showing you. You know what I'm saying, from the mere aspects of their imagination. You know what a person is dreaming of, so to say. You know, a denseness of their own realm and reality just related to who they are, as we're speaking about that dream, that D in the ream. and similarities to a realm. It's like people bringing about their own worlds of existence and showing you the likeness of the type of mysteries that they can imagine coming into being, and how you can flow within the physicalities of it, and then you play them. you know you put your awareness into this life itself. For you to be playing this video game, laying your awareness, focusing all this different attention as you act and be with all these different aspects of life and reality. It's like you're making it out to be. You making a cloud of energy. You making a currency of something. You're paying attention. You're playing, and similarities to just how you would be in life or something. With you focusing on that game like that, you are like making like an imaginary cloud to rain down into existence, as your brain is like, you focusing the different mannerisms of your logic. Motherfuckers even putting emotions and feelings. You talking to motherfuckers on the game, you feeling some type of way about the story. You enjoying it in different senses. You just getting lost in the different aspects of what this is. You caring about these characters and creations. It's all bringing about something in life and reality. Rather you realize it or not, you're paying attention to it. So you giving a sense of yourself away to this. And I ain't saying it's a bad thing and stuff like that. I'm just telling you what it is. Now, with that consistently going on within life, Gaia, so to say, is becoming a being in which you can imagine more of the myths or mysteries of reality actually being there with you. You can imagine how this shit can play a part with your physicality more of with you just getting lost into it. It's like your psyche, and similarities to physicality, how it's brought out, is getting a better computation of this. You're programming yourself to understand higher aspects of reality as you play a game, and it may got some mystical power shit within it. You may watch a movie to where they doing a whole bunch of superpower-ish type of stuff, in which you may view that actualities of life. As you consistently watch and you comprehend these things, especially as they break down different details, or they got different bases on how shit can work. Like, for instance, you got Naruto. If you're aware of the anime called Naruto, even just the name anime and stuff like that. But you got like jutsus and shit. You know what I'm saying? How it relates to chakras, how it relates to the flow of energy within your being. The hand symbols and shit you use to output such things. Now, as you get a better understandings and flows of that, it's like people start computing like, hold on, like I got a whole electrical system, just how you see like electricity and shit powering up stuff in life and reality. You can compare a similar sense to that, and then you could look at life and be like, hold on, niggas be doing like I was gonna call it mantras, but people be having like little certain hand symbols and shit they do for different forms of meditations and whatnot to circulate your body within different flows, as different angles and positions you can put yourself in to bring in certain energy into your being, and to move with the circulation of that itself. It make you feel different, it puts you in a different awareness, and it gives you a different type of energy and aura and likeness to your presence itself. There's been a lot of practices like that throughout the ages, in the likeness of this anime, and there's hella different animes and shit like this. I'm just talking about one, just talking about Naruto, and then you can break down similar shit to like just in Naruto, how like in Christianity you got Jesus, and it's a whole bunch of similar you know what I'm saying, fuck nuggets. It's a whole bunch of similar conceptions related towards that being or entity themselves. Just talking about this imagination. You look at Naruto, that nigga Naruto is like Jesus. That nigga Naruto, just talking about Hokages and all that good shit. It's a whole bunch of shit, but in Naruto, I'm spoiling you. I'm finna spoil you. This is like towards the end of Naruto. Yeah. You know that nigga. I ain't gonna spoil you too hard, but that nigga Naruto, motherfuckers, damn near dying and shit. This nigga got the ability to walk up and duke up. He healing people. He going around. He giving motherfuckers his chakra, his energy. You know, he's protecting everybody while he going to war and fighting people. You know, this nigga Naruto basically bringing motherfuckers back. Motherfuckers are supposed to be dead. Nigga, this nigga Naruto is bringing them back to life. You know, healing them. You know, and shit. You know, it's a whole bunch of different similarities and whatnot that go on with that. But what I'm expressing is that, you know, like beyond Naruto, because I know people just may not be aware of that anime or whatnot. You know, you got movies and shit. You know, just like Marvel. I just talked about the namesakes of Marvel, but you know, just talking about like some of the shit that go on in the Marvel universe and similarities to like the DC and just, you know, superheroics type of people. And then it's all different. It's a whole bunch of different shit out here. Whole bunch of different movies about, you know, myths and shit and portraying them in reality in some type of shape or form. Even scary movies and shit like that. Niggas be big in scary movies, you know what I'm saying? As you focus upon that type of shit, you bring it in life and reality. You know, the more you get the common sense of how to relate it towards your physicality, as you relate it towards your psyche, you start understanding, you start developing senses of, oh, I see how that shit could work in life, in the world. I see how that shit can make some sense. It starts becoming a sense here. You know, it's like you're making a brain. You making as you pay attention towards this life and energy, you making rain, you making a cloud, you making all this different consistencies of life to bring about this existence into reality. You know, it's like giving your power of belief towards this existence. And now when you talk about like belief, you know, like, you know how you're a being, right? And you talk about the leaf, you know, I believe, but belief. You know, and similarities to trees and shit, you know, how the leaves fall down and whatnot from them, and then all the leaves and shit that fall down from them, you know, nurture the earth, you know, for other plants and for other existences to grow, you know what I'm saying? But since it's coming from the similarities to that leaf falling off, you know, that's like that existence of that tree, you know, with you being in existence as you are, you know, within your own space and likeness, you know, as you believe things, it's like you giving away your currency of energy to bring about a different existence into reality. You know, because as you're paying attention with your psyche, with your physicality, as you're the raw spirit, this energy, there's this flow of life and existence that's moving through you, you giving a part of yourself away as you pay attention towards this different aspect of life. You know, and then you're bringing this existence into reality. You know, and that's what has been happening upon a large scale basis to a lot of different mortalities and a lot of different realms of life. You know, people been playing games, people been watching movies, people been watching shows, you know, people been focusing their attention upon this formats of reality to where it's like you wouldn't honestly, or most people wouldn't honestly see this or harmonize with it like, yeah, that's life. You know, you play something like, I'm trying to think of some mystical shit people know about, like Destiny, shit. What's booming right now? I don't know if you know about Elden Ring. I was gonna say Skyrim off the rip. Y'all niggas don't know about Skyrim like that. It's hella different little games and shit. You know, even shit like Call of Duty and stuff, dog. I don't want to just say that because that's real basic. You know, niggas be doing that shit for real. But it's what I'm trying to think of some real popular mystical wistful shit that a lot of people have played. Shit, Mortal Kombat, you know, it's hella different fighting games. Shit, it's even like games that's replicating a lot of these animes and shit out here and movies and stuff. They'll make games and stuff out of them as they keep making these different formalizations that are coming out to be visualizations for you to take a part of and for you to play. You know, for you to focus your attention into upon all these different shapes and forms and mannerisms. You know, you watch a movie, you put yourself in a certain state of being, a certain belief in which you carry with your own presence. Like you in a certain state or aspect of yourself. So when you watch a movie, you zoned in a different way than which you might be to where you're playing a game. You know, and when you watching a show, you know it's gonna have hella episodes and shit into it. You may be in a different state of being or different presence than when you're watching a movie or when you're playing a game. You know, and all that shit could come from a book. You know, all that shit could come from a person's imagination as they're writing down all these different symbols in which y'all had to all believe, and you had to come to a common sense of what it was for it to play a part of physicality. You know, now you got all these different symbols, you got all these different words that's coming together, and now you got a visualization for it for everybody to take part in. You know, as shit like that happens more and more and more into existence, you start bringing these type of actualities into life. You know, it's like your energy goes where your attention goes. You know, it's like you're paying attention towards this certain, I don't know, space or reality itself. You know, you're bringing in a likeness towards your being. You know, so this whole video is about that. And really getting a knowingness and sense of the totem poles of life that we starting to hop into. You know, it's not necessarily the same issue in which we've always been dealing with. You know, it's like we've been working, you know, even in your dreams and stuff, because that's like, you have dreams, nigga. You go to sleep, you go on other spaces, blah, 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 blah. It's like we've been bringing our dreams into reality more and more and more and more and more. It's been taking a part of our physicality more and more and more and more and more. So your being is starting to resonate with this certain aspect of existence or life. This myth is starting not to be so mythy. You know, it's only like a certain amount of time before, like, you keep seeing, like, just talking about Naruto, you don't know about this. It's a whole bunch of different, you know, shows or animes, cartoons, or, you know, movies, cool little comics, you know, mangas or whatever, books, you know what I'm saying? To where it's like, as you consistently pay attention to this shit, it's like you start to see how it plays a part of physicality already. You know, and oftentimes that shit already be based on some parameters of physicality itself. So your psyche is starting to develop programs to handle that shit more. You know, to start to control and bring that type of essence into your own existence. Because you're just a spirit in the body. You're not the flesh, but you can get lost into it. You know, you make what all this is out to be. You know, you literally made this. Like, you had to go through different wombs, different aspects of reality, you know, to really come into existence and be who you truly are. You know, you had to build up your organisms. You had to move throughout all these cycles. You know, like, it was your power of belief as you was moving through all these different currencies of energies to bring yourself out into reality in which you're now dwelling. You know, you're still doing that. As you paying attention towards these different lives and these different organisms, how these different you know, aspects of existence are pulsating and just helping reality be. You know, people spend a lot of their fucking time playing games and watching TV. You know, you can look at how profitable that type of shit is, and you can just look at the type of hours of consumption that a lot of beings within existence give away themselves to. You know, as you keep doing that shit more and more and more, you bringing up this cloud of imagination that comes out into reality. You know, in a sense, that's what, like, magic is, but that's just life. You know, that's how you got her through all these different shapes and forms. It's just being a spirit that's now in the possession of a body in your likeness. You know, but you got a whole bunch of different bodies and whatnot you had to build up to even, like, be her in the way, shape, and form in which you are. You know, that took a whole lot of time. That took a whole lot of experience. That took a whole lot of cycles. You know, that took a whole lot of knowingness. That took a whole lot of knowledge. You had to go through hella different existences for you to know how to control this program of a being in which you are in now. And you can naturally do it. You know, that's in the same sense of, now, you pay attention to all these games and all this woo-wah, lula land shit, you start bringing it into your life and reality more. You know, it starts naturally playing a part of your flow of existence. You know, it's a lot of people, like, I could take myself for instance. You know, like I watch some anime or some show or some movie, even if it got some superhero shit up in it. You know, the tale will be so great and dope. I'll start, respecting the likeness of this character. Respecting certain virtues and principles that they carried about as they was living in this existence. So I've been watching Naruto so long. And you got your certain characters and shit you like or whichever. It's in a whole lot of shit. But I've been watching Naruto for so long. A nigga done been living in life like Naruto for a little grip. Like I'll go around this bitch and I'm like, you better believe it. I'm one of them motherfuckers 24/7. 24/7. I'll talk about something. I'll talk about some crazy la la land, wild out shit. And I'll be willing to go out here, fight and die, whatever mission I gotta go up on this stack. It's like, nigga, I'm gonna be Hokage. I done told y'all nigga, this shit day in and day out. I'm gonna be Hokage. Rather you believe it or not, I'm telling you to believe it. Nigga, cause I'm gonna be Hokage. That's the only reason I'm here. Nigga, that's how I'm moving. Nigga, I'm gonna be Hokage. And ain't nobody gonna be shit on me how you want to. But at the end of the day, nigga, I'm gonna be Hokage. And that's like it's like moving in a similar spirit and whatnot to Naruto. I got my own beliefs and whatnot I believe in. Just talking about like dragons and shit, right? I fuck with dragons the long ways. Dragons, God, just a lot of different mystical aspects of life that people may not necessarily be able to perceive with their comprehension or common sense of what reality is. I predicate my whole being and existence towards that. It's like, nigga, I'm gonna be an angel. I'm gonna be a god, nigga. I'm gonna be Kairos, nigga. I'm gonna have wings. You ain't stopping. I'm talking this mortality, nigga. I don't even gotta ascend, go to divinity, down better. I'm talking about here, nigga. I'm dragon. I mean, you gonna see me flying around. You gonna see me breathing fire. Nigga, you gonna see me doing some mystical shit naturally. I've been living with that type of flow in existence for a long time now. Even if I necessarily wasn't always telling people about it, like in similarities to a Sasuke, to an Uchiha ass person. I may just be some real deep emotions and feelings that I hold towards myself. It may be some real strong love that I have. And I've always been a being with an existence. Like, yeah, dog, like, people can get lost in, like, just being here and dealing with the day-to-day bullshit. But, nigga, I'm gonna be walking around this bitch flying. Somehow, some way. I'm gonna be doing all superpowers. It's Star Wars, nigga. I'm gonna be using the Force, nigga. I can go through so much shit, nigga. I'm gonna be doing some shit. I'm not just finna be in life in existence and we got all this possession of this knowledge and awareness and capabilities to what, like, you may be able to do if you train or pass certain limits, certain limitations that you may naturally place upon yourself while dwelling here with others. It's like, dog, you keep training, you keep going, you can get there. That's my day-to-day life. That ain't never gonna stop. That's what I live and die about. Being a mystical, magical ass, and I mean it. Yeah, it's so all that. You ever seen Magi? I'm like all them Magis in one. I'm all the Magi niggas in one, nigga. I'm it's like Yunnan. It's shit. Not Alibaba. That's the little prince name. I'm all the Magis. It's the dark Magi. It's the light Magi. And then it's the Magi that's like the son of Solomon. And it's like I'll be on that shit 24/7 wholeheartedly. I catch a little spark of imagination like that. I'd be like, yeah? Like how you even bring about that power of belief into existence? That come from a place. You talk about no thing, you talking about God. God is all possibilities. Whoa there. If this is like a conception, everybody got the common sense of, then if I can gravitate enough energy and enough currency towards this likeness, cultivate what it is for myself, then I can bring about that type of existence into my realm in which I'm naturally dwelling within. I just got to make that part of my naturalities. I got to cultivate that with all of my being and likeness. You know, all these different aspects and senses in which I carry in me. And we got to know we a Magi, nigga. So I ain't just gonna go too deep into it because I got videos and breaking that type of shit down. But, you know, that's how I live my life on a day-to-day basis. And, you know, a lot of people do shit like that. You know, I ain't the only one that's necessarily coming out here like that. And it's already people that can do a lot of superpower, superistical type of shit, but you may not necessarily be in awareness of it because it's not just put in a perspective for just the public and whatnot to know about it. Most of that shit being hidden, you know, just like the Hidden Leaf Village. You know, most of that shit be hidden. But just like all these other, you know, you look at all these other shows and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? All these motherfuckers with superpowers and shit, you know, like, they most of the time they be hiding their true identities. You know, they hide a lot of their powers, what they capable of doing. They ain't just showing that to the masses. You know, some shit may go on and everybody don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? It happened. You know what I'm saying? So a certain group of motherfuckers know what went on. You know, and that's kind of how life partakes on a day-to-day basis. But we see a lot of that in likeness of just like witches, warlocks, you know, just like that's like mainly just like shit that relate to man, you know. But it's a lot of shit beyond that, you know, that even them type of beings may not be all privy to, you know. But as we're in existence more and more, it's like when it's a whole bunch of different aspects of life that's been popping out, you know, just with like, you know, like even like demons and shit. For you to know about like a devil or a demon to be real, for you to truly be calling this type of shit hell, you done fucked up. You done fucked up putting that much power of belief into a conception, you know, and to saying that's a part of reality. Because I know for shit show, if a demon can do something, if a devil can do something, if an angel can do something, and them niggas not even partaking in my mortality and physicality on a day-to-day basis, the motherfuckers be in heaven, the motherfuckers be in hells, the motherfuckers be in different realms with it, but they ain't necessarily all the way here with me. That must mean they don't have as much power over my reality as I do. That means I can probably do a lot of the whole mystical shit and whatnot that we talking about that they can do. So instead of like getting lost into the sense of like, you gotta find an angel to be able to do this and this, you gotta find the devil, you gotta find a demon, I said a demon, you gotta find a demon, you gotta find a diva, aspect of divinity, a Buddha or something to bless you. I don't know if y'all see that type of shit over there in that culture or whatever. But you gotta go fuck with one of these beings to be granted this type of power or whatever. It's like, hold on. The whole trick that they be telling you oftentimes is you supposed to be developing that shit for yourself. And a lot of these beings in existence, if I would just take away the fantasism of it and how we're relating towards the imagination and how it may have actually happened in physicality, it's like, hold on, these niggas kind of developed that within themselves. They just trained. That's like naturally who they came out to be with, how they have existed within reality or with their reality itself. So that's some shit I can do. You know, it's not necessarily something that's like, this demon got this power, this devil got this power, this God, this deity got this power. It's like, that's a spirit and body just like me. For us to be telling the story and I'm in existence to be able to hear this story, nigga, that may as well be my fucking story. That may as well be my existence. We talking about life and these shapes and forms and symbols and imaginations is hitting my consciousness, my psyche, my physicality. While I'm a spirit and body and likeness of being here, what reason am I even hearing about this shit for? It's not for me to get lost into it. It's not for me to just dwell within the lostness of this realm. It's for me to know something. It's for me to be aware of a different aspect of life. For me to expand the parameters of my existence in some type of way. For it to consistently be popping up in all these different shapes and forms in remembrance like this, to where people keep expressing what it is and all these fantastical type of imaginations, you know, aspects of their psyche and bringing it about to where it plays a part of physicality. That's some shit I can do. If Jesus Christ could walk on water I get it's a metaphor and whatnot, walking on your emotions, being light as the sun rise, and it's over the blah 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 blah. But nigga, if it's this many motherfuckers just imagining a nigga walking on water, I look at Naruto. These niggas got whole descriptions and breakdowns and details of how the ninjas and shit walking on water. And I'm a nigga, ninjas, man, it's real close. I ain't making comparisons like, hold on, cuz. Maybe I get my chakra and shit flowing. I know we got auras. We got shit, I was damn. Yeah, don't we call these, I was about to call them chakras. Fuck nuggets. I think that's what they call. Yeah, motherfuckers. Yeah, motherfuckers know about the root chakra, the sacral chakra, this and that chakra, solar plexus, this one, that, all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? Is that information too deep? It's a reason motherfuckers knowing about this shit. So somehow, some way, if I develop myself enough, if I cultivate my awareness, if I get knowledgeable enough, to where I can, really know how to put these different parts of aspect and reality together and bring them out in being, then shit, maybe I can walk on water. And nigga, what? I gotta know how to be lighter within my feet, and the whole like allegory of how you want to relate it to Jesus. And I ain't just gonna get too deep with the shit. But you talking about your souls, right? Or soul, right? The souls, we call that the bottom of our feet. Hold on, why these names like this? Hold on, don't soul mean son? Hold on, and then we talking about chakras and shit. How they breaking it down in the show? Hold on, let me try to do that shit for real quick. Let me see if I can just power up the chakra and whatnot in my feet. Let me see if I can translate my consciousness, my lighter aspect of my being, how I consistently be within life and reality as I'm this spirit and body. Let me see if I can make my souls make it do what it do. It's talking about my feet. Let me see if I can do something with this. Let me try. If it's so much shit out here like that, it's like, hold on, we can do something. And then we got auras and shit. Hold on, that means something. I got a heart. I got a consistent pulse and whatnot in reality. I know I got electricity running through my being. I already see what electricity could do, nigga. What can I do with it? And I got all these different vessels and organisms. You see how shit get put together and it makes something happen? You already got densinesses. You already got different materials, different minerals and whatnot within your body. Then you can eat. Then you can get different aspects of life and grow in different ways, shapes, and forms. I can digest shit. It can go throughout all of my being, and I got blood. How many different formulations of magics and just systems of life is this relating to the naturalities of the reoccurrence of my existence? This is something I can bring forth if I truly believe in myself. Let me figure out how to do it. As we've been within life more and more, it's like life is becoming more of a game. As everybody has been treating it and playing with life like a game. People been enjoying life in whichever type of mannerisms in which they have been. And merging with these different worlds and aspects of existence and trying to bring their own reality into being. We even in like the age of like entrepreneurship and shit like that. People been getting their own shit busting. People been bringing out their own worlds of imaginations and their own creations and getting these beings, all these other different spirits and bodies, all these other different mortals lost in their own currency of energy. Something you created for yourself. Rather it be a business, rather it be all this shit could be business, but rather it be a show, rather it be a movie, a book, some product you putting out. You always put your own spin on it. You put your own currency on it. You put your own rotation. You put your own aspect of life and existence into these things. So you bring about this currency of energy back for yourself. You learning how to work and ordain yourself with all these aspects of reality. So what's ordinary is starting to become phenomenal. Because at first you may have not even perceived life to ever be this type of way. It's like now you're not necessarily working at a job or a corporation and just building up all these capitalists' life and existence out to be what they want them to be. You making your own space. You got your own creation. You got your own flow. So you're able to enjoy life in the likeness and manner in which you're making it out to be. That's what we have been working on here. That's like how a group of us, You know, niggas talking about mass consciousness or common sense of beings. Niggas have been arising. You know, niggas have been getting spirits and bodies. And when I say niggas, I see niggas as like snakes. You know, like the blood of the dragon. You know, it's like I don't necessarily just relate it towards whatever you want to relate it to, like a species or race of people. It's a word. It's a symbol. You know, you're just talking about like growth through and the consistent growth throughout life and reality and similarities to gas. You know, but you got a neeg. You know, and you spell neeg backward. You got a jinn. You know, you talking about like how your spirit and body, how your mortality is consistently expanding reality as you are. That's why I say niggas in the way I do. I be like, everybody a nigga. I don't really look at it like you know, it's just, I don't even see white people and black people how people see that. I don't think people are just fucking colors. They're a spirit in the body. I don't get lost in none of that shit. I see all that shit different. So don't be like, he keeps saying nigga this and I see everybody. I call every spirit in the body a nigga. You know, and I was like, every spirit in the body ain't necessarily a nigga. But I could about break you down about how you a nigga too. I talk to divinity like that. You know, I like tell them my bad cause I know you got this whatever, but they wouldn't even care. I get too mad about like, you know, like just that word. You know, but they may break it down like how I talk about being Kairos. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, I'm a niggas. You know, I'm niggas. So I ain't about to say that the other way. But niggas, you know, that's like saying you a king. You know, and just talking about being Kairos and shit like that, or Kairosa. You know, I'm talking about like my rotation, my spirit of reality, and my knowingness, how I consistently bring about that shit into existence and similarities to niggas. You know, so I'll be like, don't call me no nigga. I told you I'm Kairos. Niggas call me Rose. What you calling me a nigga for? You know, but it's still in similarities to a nigga. I just got my own expansion of growth and existence. You know, I talk about the Kai, I talk about the Rose, so I could talk about the Za. You know, Rose Kai Rose Za. You know, and I got my whole own shit. I know how to level thyself. I'll make a video about that. I get deep with this shit. You know, but it's like as you be within life and reality consistently, you know, and you get lost into these fantasisms of imagination, you're bringing out more of this existence into reality. And you see how this shit is getting more and more advanced. You see how people doing more and more shit with it. You know, that's how it's like coming out more and more in the being. There's gonna be more and more motherfuckers with little superpowers to a point to where it be like, yeah, you can't really hide this shit with the veil no more. You can't try to make some illusion or some facade of what happened. You know, like it's so much shit out here to where it's like people learning like, oh, like motherfuckers just lying about what really happened with this, about what really happened with this big event, about what really happened with this big phenomenon that we thought was these people doing this and this, or these motherfuckers going against each other or whatnot. Motherfuckers been breaking down the details of shit for a while now to where you starting to peep like, there's something else here. Man, that 1 and 2 don't really make sense like that. I don't really add up to some of the equation that you talking about, nigga. What you expressing, nigga, that ain't the one, and that 1 and 2 don't really make sense. Cause I see 3 over there, nigga. You ain't even talking about how 3 is relating to all of this shit. You acting like 3 ain't there. That means something. Hold on, why ain't y'all never talked about that part of life? You know, it's like we're becoming more privy to like, alright, motherfuckers playing the game. Motherfuckers trying to see what you are noticing for yourself. You know, what you are aware of. You know, what you gonna go do with just the knowledge and the brain and the mind that you got. How you gonna move with your heart. What you gonna follow. What are you gonna be lost into. You know, that's how life has been carrying itself on for a while now. And with that type of shit going on, that's why I got married. You know what I'm saying? All these different aspects of all these games and shit like that. All these gamers, how they've been playing with life in all these different shapes and forms and roles and characteristics and aspects of thyself is coming into reality up on this greater totem pole of existence to where it's now something that everyone has to face because you've been giving this aspect of reality so much energy. You've been giving it so many different bodies. You've been giving it so many different shapes and forms to where it's gonna come out as a true aspect of reality. You know, it's gonna come out as a true being. You know, it's gonna come out like all these myths and shit you talking about. It's gonna really come out there. You know, like you may not fuck with dragons. You may not believe in dragons and all that shit that hard, but shit, nigga, the royalties, the motherfuckers that's in the elite class that's ruling shit, Lord Jesus. These niggas, you just talking about bloodlines and shit like that. That shit get deep. Nigga, everybody believe in dragons. All the upper classes, the elite, the hierarchies that's ruling all of mortality in the world, that make shit happen at a snap of their fingers, that you may not even know who these people is behind the scenes, they royal bloodlines and shit like that. Oh, them motherfuckers believe in dragons. They've been talking about that for eons. You look at any history or whatnot, all these different royalties and whatnot, it be gods and deities and whatnot related to it. But oftentimes, like, bro, you get to learning about dragons, or the different shapes and forms and whatnot they carry, with just them being dragons, what being a dragon actually means. It's like, hold on now, dragons about real. And how hard these motherfuckers been believing into it, and all this power that's been held over life and existence with it. Nigga, dragons about making shit crack around this motherfucker. I fuck with dragons for long ways. But it's like, just like getting the common sense and understanding and knowingness of such things is bringing about a greater light of that into existence. It's like we're coming up with different ideals and shapes and forms to make this out into reality. So, yeah. That's the basis of what I wanted to break down. I don't want to get too deep with it. You could probably go wherever you want to with just, the light, the awareness, what the different knowledge and different ways in which your mind can move that, I'm trying to bring you priviness to, or just relating, giving you some resonance that somebody get a common sense of some of that shit. It's like you kind of decide what type of life you're in, and we've been making a whole lot of decisions and choices to where it's like we bringing about some great mystical shit into reality, to where it's like we all dwelling within that common sense of existence. Now, I see through invisible shit. This is my own lunacy. You call me crazy or whatever. I see shit that motherfuckers can't see. It may be invisible to you, it's not invisible to me. Like the way I relate to life and existence be different to people. So it's a lot of shit that's missed to y'all, but like I treat it like it's real than a bitch. You talking about angels, demons, devils, deities, at different aspects of divinity. Oh yeah, that shit real. You talking about giants. You talking about ogres, you talking about trolls, you talking about leprechauns, you talking about Scrooges, hella different races of beings. You talking about you talking about different saints, you talking about different saviors, you talking about different Buddhas, you talking about different what else? Nigga, out of fairies, nigga, you talking about different dragons, you talking about different big sea monsters, krakens. You talking about different big old leviathans. You talking about different gorgons. You talking about mermaids. You talking about mermans. You talking about shit. Nigga, the list just go on and on. It's like all that shit is really a part of reality already. You just may not be privy to it. And now it's like it's been so much of that being relayed into existence that greater aspects of that shit is coming into life. So you got shit like elvins and stuff. I see it like elven gods and shit, coming back into existence. And they ain't the type of motherfuckers to play about shit. It's different gods and deities and whatnot y'all have been worshiping, but y'all don't really get where like that shit started from, or what was going on during them times for them to carry about them type of spirits and beings in reality, and the reasons that you worship them as divinity. Or you see them in a likeness, even though they could come in a similar appearance to you. It was doing a lot of shit to where you was like, this nigga is God. This motherfucker, whoever he is, nigga, I just lifted up my hand and brought lightning down from the sky. Who the fuck is that nigga Thor? We gonna have that nigga's a dragon or something, cuz I don't know what the fuck he is. That nigga color started changing. Did you see lightning coming out of that nigga eye? That nigga not one of us. He started telling you who he is in different shapes and forms, and you may feel that it's honest or harmonizing or resonating with you. You like, oh yeah, this nigga definitely is. This something else. He started telling you about different spaces and where he come from. Just Jesus talking about coming from heaven and shit. You know, different stories and tales like that. It's like, hold on, nah. This motherfucker coming through and this nigga making water into wine? This nigga done made this and that happen with all these different elements and aspects of existence. You know, niggas done walked up to waves. This nigga walking on water. This nigga parting the sea. This nigga, what? This animals and that shit respect him. That's a lion. Those pumas, that's a panther. That's a leopard. That's a bear. Why these niggas coming up and talking and fucking with this nigga talk to animals? Who the fuck is he? You know, as shit like as y'all imagine shit like that more and more, it's like beings like that. I say I can do all of that shit, but beings like that coming back into reality, you know. And I just don't say I can do all that shit. I be doing that shit for real, cause I ain't necessarily seen or spoke to all them different aspects of reality yet. I got a list that I be working, I be training, I be on some different shit rather than just like focusing on the basic formats of what you may see as like a job or currency of energy. You know, like I work for God. That's how I relate towards the common sense of mortality with a quickness, nigga. You talking about work, or you talking about a day-to-day responsibility in which you gotta carry out as it relates to yourself? Oh yeah, nigga, I work for God. I get deep with all that shit. You know, I ain't even gonna talk and speak over it too much, but all of that type of shit and just our consciousness developing them type of knowingnesses for ourselves. It's like you bringing all them spirits and bodies back with just you playing games and paying attention and shit. It's like you worshiping that energy that they come from. All that mystical shit, all that they come from them type of worlds. They come from them type of spaces. They may be in them type of realms still. It's like you creating vortex and portals of energy that's getting so big. Them creations, them wormholes getting so big that like motherfuckers, they sliding through that hole. You know, like different spirits and bodies, they can move different. You know, they don't necessarily always got to move in the likeness of just through the flesh. You know, just with them having them different type of capabilities, they know how to move as a spirit. You know, they know how to go beyond just the mere aspect of their existence and being. You know, of just relating towards their flesh. Like I'll talk about my flesh for a second, right? I ain't just gonna talk about my color and shit, but and just talking about my flesh, right? I see my flesh as light. You know, that's the first comparisons I'll come to it with. You know, my bones and shit, rubies. You know, I'm trying to make a ruby skeleton and shit. Just shit like that. But it's like it may be different spirits and bodies that done already accomplished this type of shit. They done already moved towards some different totem poles of life and existence. So it's like I see my flesh as light. You know, it's a whole bunch of different beings. Like I got golden Buddhas and different colors of all that different wah shit. You know, it's spirits and bodies that can really do that shit. You know, it's just you don't believe in yourself like that. You may not know how to carry across that currency of energy to bring about any different type of aspect of reality into existence in them type of formats. You know, you don't know how to relate that towards your character and being, but I do. You know, it's a whole lot of spirits and bodies that go about doing such shit all day, every day. That's why you relate these type of imaginations and whatnot to them. And you do that type of shit in your existence all day. You know, you just may not be realizing what your psyche and physicality is bringing about into reality. You may be looking at it in a different way, through a different perception or lens, to where your mind, you know, is often catered or predicated towards another existence, to where it's like you're moving off the basalities of who they are. You don't necessarily got your own shit developed and made. You know, once you start doing more shit like that, it's like you can make anything you want in physicality in an instance. You know, so it's just like, bro, like my flesh, me seeing my flesh is light. You know what I'm saying? Like the type of resonance and what I relate to, even like my being, how energy and whatnot flow through me, the different experiences, realms and whatnot I go through or I go to, you know, I can move as light. All my entities, all my organisms, all my vessels and shit, I see all that shit is aura. I see my whole being and likeness as a star. I got certain stars and shit, and I don't even want to just say certain stars. You know, I really can see myself as a star. You know, with all of that likeness, you know, it's like how I go around when I walk around places, people can't help but pay attention to me. Motherfuckers can't help but look at me. You know, I know I'm scrumptious. I know I'm sexy to myself. You know, but it ain't even just about that, you know, or people getting lost into wanting to be attracted or just desiring me. You know, I'm the type of character or being, unless I'm trying to, you know, like hide my aura, and even when I do that type of shit, it's like you would pay attention just because of that. But even, it's like I walk around and go places, motherfuckers can't help but look. I'm light. I move around and I'm light, nigga. I don't even get amazed or like people looking at me. It's natural. I'm light. People gonna look at light. I may walk in the store, I may walk outside or whatever, motherfuckers start getting blinded. You can't help a sense of your reality be like, what the fuck? Who is that? Why this nigga looking like it is just I might look weird or something, or interesting or intriguing. It's like, what is this? What is this person? Why is this nigga glowing or something? It's like this nigga there's something about him. You know, it's certain people that it's like they got special characteristics or special traits just towards who they are in existence. You know, it's like seeing yourself like that. Since I already embody all of that on a consistent basis, nigga, it's like I go around and go places, nigga, people look at me all day, every day. It's like niggas damn near crashing their cars and staring at me hella hard, like, what the fuck? You just seen something, nigga. You just seen a star in your presence. And it's like with that carrying them type of frequency, vibrations, and energies, or just knowledge and wisdom upon your own being, you'll start being like that in life consistently. And I cultivate upon that type of shit. I grow and nurture that. I give that shit emotions and feelings. I give it thoughts and ideals. I give it different, if you want to look at it as man, as different, different spirits and bodies that can work upon who I am on a consistent basis. So it's like even when I'm sleeping, nigga, I'm becoming more light, nigga, and not just light. You know what I'm saying? I got different allocations of how light is even formulated into the basis and materialization of my being. It's like I look at shit. I ain't gonna talk too much about it. You know, I ain't supposed to be spilling all this knowledge. I look at pharaohs and shit. The golden motherfuckers. Niggas, it's some golden people out here. That's what it's a whole golden realm. Push out probably call heaven. Little do you know, it's a whole. You know about the sun, and I get deep with shit. But it's nigga, I might become gold out here. Yeah, if I don't want to be gold, nigga, I might figure out, nigga, I might be walking around this bitch like a diamond. I might be walking around this bitch like a ruby. I may be walking around this bitch like an emerald, like a crystal. Nigga, I may be walking around this bitch like whatever. I may turn into the void on your ass. I may just be darkness. I may just be a shadow moving across. Nigga, you never know. Just cause I'm a spirit in the body, I can do whatever the fuck I want. You are living in a dream, but you often conceive it as physicality. You know, like you make it out to be solid. If I'm making it out to be solid, then I can do whatever the fuck I want to. You know, and it's like we're consistently coming into knowledges and awarenesses of such things. So we're being granted that more into reality. That's what we're being blessed with. That's what's raining upon us by us being in existence. You know, that's what's coming down in lesser aspects of life and reality as we're being within these different states and presences. With us having all these different pinpoints and different locations, nigga, we may not even know each other. We may not even know that we resonating and being in such a similar sense of a vibration and resonance. We may be all over the world. With us all standing up and being ourselves and expanding our likeness as we are. Nigga, that's like us, like, you know how you pinpoint different shit and you make different shit happen with electricity? You make different points of shit. You got different elements, different components. Nigga, you may see me as whatever, the species or race or type of being. I got my certain type of elements and shit. It may be a motherfucker over here in China or something. He on the same shit I'm on. It's a whole group of motherfuckers like that. It's a whole group of motherfuckers like this over here. There's motherfuckers in Jamaica. There's motherfuckers in Haiti. You know, I don't know if that's... It's motherfuckers in Africa. It's some motherfuckers in France. It's some motherfuckers... And we all on the same shit? Or we bringing that shit out into reality? But we just merely being ourselves. But we all being conductors. We all orchestrating a certain sympathy of life and reality since we're living music. You just a living vibration. You know what I'm saying? So as we come together and we all in this natural unison, even if we may not be aware of it in our current physicality or reality, we bring that shit about with just us being in existence. You know, that's like I don't even know how to describe it. You know, that's like how rain and like storms and all that shit get created. You know what I'm saying? You got all this mutation, her humiditation. I don't fucking know how to say. You know what I'm saying? It's all these different aspects of life that's gonna bring the water cycle with and about. You know, it's all these different flows and currencies of energy. That's why the wind flowing like this. Well, you know what I'm saying? It was this way and that way over here. It just went over this sea. It got cold. It got hot when it went over here and whatnot. So now it's this energy. It's that energy. We doing the same shit as spirits and bodies. We kind of replicating the seasons, these greater aspects of life as we are that. You know, you have lived through these different currencies of energies, whether you realize it or not. You know, I'm the type of motherfucker, since I know I'm all one, I don't mind being alone. You know, a tsunami or something happen, I'm the whole tsunami, nigga. A tornado happen, I'm the whole tornado. Nigga, earthquake happen, I'm the whole fucking earthquake. Stop playing, I'm all one. I'm the spirit in the body that's running this shit. What else? It's a whole bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm moving with the type of resonance that I can do that shit myself. I got tsunamis, I got rainstorms, I got tornadoes and all that shit that happen to me. Nigga, I fart, I burp, I sneeze, I may spit, I may throw up. Nigga, I be feeling pain. I got earthquakes, I got all these different tremors and shit that go on in my body. Hold on, cuz. Ain't I just like, I'm just like all this shit outside of me. So if I know, like, you know, what's outside is within, then nigga, I'm basically God. You know, if I can truly be aware of what that sense of life is. You know, and I can know that through silence. I don't gotta speak words or try to get people to all get the common sense and believe in me or this. I just do it by myself. That's how I know I'm really there. You know, and it's like we're all coming into them type of knowingnesses in our own little spaces and our own little likenesses. You know, so yeah, that's it. God merge. You know what I'm saying? Just different guys merging basically, but different guys merging. You know, I don't even want. I ain't finna talk baby language. Y'all niggas really think I'm wild. But anyway, Rosa.